Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rikakadash, and double honor to those great millstone, while lunch is true. And also to the Hofilet that's scattered abroad. I like to say, shalom, and come back here today with another great, powerful lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is The Coming Beast System. So I like to say shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So let's get started with a quick precept. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 20. And it reads, says, So I considered the world, and behold, there were perils because of the devices that were come into it. And what are those devices? What are those evil agendas? What are those evil plans? You know what I'm saying? That they constantly trying to implement. We already know that they're getting ready to to try to reset everything. We're seeing that all these banks are constantly collapsing all around the world. These economies are constantly crashing because they're getting ready to reset everything. We're seeing that the BRIC nations are coming together. You know, they're getting ready to start their own currency. You know, they're leaving the American dollar alone, which in fact is the petrodollar. You know, so all the nations are done with America now, but we're seeing that the dollar is finished. It's beginning to be obsolete. So they have another plan, which in fact they call it order out of chaos. We're seeing all these different train derailments. We're seeing chemical spill. We're seeing fires, also explosions all across America now, but things are constantly escalating. Also, just recent, two major banks, which in fact is Silicon Valley and also Silvergate, has collapsed. And that also there are subsidiaries, which in fact is Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan and Chase, Citigroup, and many others, constantly, one behind another will be a domino effect. And also we knowing that the C-HIP, which in fact is the RFD microchip, it is getting ready to come into play. So that digital currency and also that chip is going to play hand in hand. And now about those are the devices that came into the world, so we're living in some perilous time, some evil and dark times. And now about they're getting ready to try to perform their enterprise, which in fact is the new world order, one world currency, one world religion, one world government. Even though we'll sound like a broken record, but we are here. We are spot on. We're living in the last day, whether you believe it or not. And now we know that they're getting ready to try to set it up. They're constantly doing these test runs. So these banks are collapsing. So on Monday, the FDIC is we're going to see what they're going to say about these people money. We already know that they don't have enough money to cover to insure the money that a lot of people that have is in the bank. So a lot of people are going to lose their money. And we know that all hell will break loose. It will be sedition among men. And they will have to call in the military. You know what I'm saying? These lockdowns. You know what I'm saying? These FEMA camps get ready to come into play. These unrighteous decree that they have prescribed. Now this is the agenda 2020. 21, Agenda 30, Agenda 2050, you know what I'm saying? And not about we're not ignorant of Satan's device, and not about those are the perils that had came into the world, and not about it, but we knowing that the Lord is getting ready to cut him off forever. So he thinking in his inward part that he's going to rule forever, but he's in for a rude awakening. So we seeing a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So we seeing that this reset is happening right before our eyes. They're trying to set up this new world order right before our eyes. We seeing also World War III is constantly picking up. It's escalating. We seeing that the nations are rising. We seeing that Israel and Iran constantly are bucking up at one another. We know we must keep our eyes on Israel. They are the least of the flock. And but we know that the Lord is getting ready to bring it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. Also in California, we're seeing all these different flooding. You know what I'm saying? They have called a state of emergency. They constantly using that HAARP weather manipulating device. So we're still, that's one of those devices. Also, they're going to use AI, robotics, pseudoscience. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline, you know what I'm saying? Lying wonders, you know what I'm saying? The C-HIP, also the brain chip, it shall go into your right hand or in your forehead. Hey, man, the Bible's a true book. It is here. The stage is set. All things are ready. You know what I'm saying? So they are rolling out. They're doing these test runs. So we know we get ready to have that great crashing in the hill, economic collapse. The stock markets are getting ready to collapse. We already already know, knowing that the dollar is finished. It has collapsed. We already know the end of the dollar is what? It's the end of America, which in fact is Babylon the Great. And out about, hey, we're here. Also, the great and glorious return of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is fast approaching. It's time to watch, pray, and be sober. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is the coming beast system. So we get started with the videos. And after the videos, we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Suggests it is a very real agenda. Every universal barcode has 3 guide bars, each one representing a 6. When the inventor, George Joseph Lorer of IBM, was asked of this, he replied, "Yes, they do resemble the code for a 6. There is nothing sinister about this, nor does it have anything to do with the Bible's mark of the beast. It is simply a coincidence, like the fact that my first, middle, and last name all have 6 letters. Perhaps it was a coincidence, or even a joke. But look at what we have today. In 2004, the FDA approved a chip that is implanted into a person's hand. In 2019, Elon Musk and Neuralink have announced that they are planning on implanting computer chips into people's heads so that we can merge with artificial intelligence. MIT, under funding of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has developed a quantum dot ink implant that can be monitored by a smartphone. And in 2020, World Patent Number 060606 was published by Microsoft Technology, titled Cryptocurrency System Using Body Activity Data. It outlines a technology wherein human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. The human is given an activity to accomplish, which is sent from a body sensor to the cloud and to the cryptocurrency system, rewarding the human with money. And while this is happening, the world is being told to stay at home until a vaccine can be developed, while the 5G needed to run artificial intelligence is rapidly rolling out worldwide. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Humanity is being asked to abandon a world based on God's law and accept a world based on man's law. In other words, the law of the state. Whether you believe in biblical prophecy or not, the mark of the beast is becoming very real. And at the speed of which things are now going, it seems we will soon discover how many people will accept the mark and how many will resist.
Hey guys, I don't know if you know what has been happening since last Friday, but I'm going to put you up on what's going on because it's a lot that we need to pay attention to and get ready for. So Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Morgan & Stanley, Bank of America have a total loss of $50 billion. If you see me looking to the side, I have a lot of notes that's been happening on the news. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on. So they lost over a total amount of $50 billion on one day, which is on a Friday. Wells Fargo customers complained that on Friday they did not receive their direct deposits. And I don't know if you guys heard that Silicon Valley Bank couldn't recoup, and the feds are now in charge, which is the FDIC, that they are now in charge of that bank now. So the CEO of Silicon Valley Bank, Greg Becker, sold over $2 million in bank stocks in 2 weeks. And when interest rates were low, Silicon Valley Bank bought over $20 billion in long-term treasury bonds because the U.S. government was encouraging all banks to do this. The big issue was when interest rates went up, all those bonds lost their value, causing SVB, which is Silicon Valley Bank, to take a huge hit among other large banks. So Silicon Valley Bank's everyday bankers are not the only ones that's going to be affected. A lot of companies will be going through bankruptcy in the next weeks, in the near weeks. So the problem with this is, we remember when Biden made that executive order that for digital currency to become in the past, right? What's going to happen is all these banks are going to become bankrupt. If they become bankrupt, they don't have no more money, no more you guys' money. The FDIC is going to take over. The FDIC takes over. That's going to be their reason to say that We need digital currency. It's like an order out of chaos where they have to create this reason why we need it. Like we can no longer have cash. We ran out of cash. Y'all, it's about to get real. Because as you see here, it says contagion spreads as the desperate customers line up outside First Republic Bank to take their money out after Silicon Valley Bank collapse. This is going to keep on going. It's going to be a domino effect with all banks. A lot of people are going to be trying to go there. So if you have millions of dollars, say in your bank, the FDIC can only guarantee you up to $250,000 out of your account per account. But if you think about it, if it's a lot of people that have millions of dollars in their account trying to take it out at one time, I don't think the FDIC is going to give them $250,000 because they're gonna go bankrupt. Listen, they're gonna say they ran out of money. They're gonna say they ran out of your money. And people are going to go crazy. Y'all better wake up. This is all a part of Bible prophecy, Revelation 13. Wake up, people.
Okay, so here we have the new ATMs here at the UVA Credit Union in Berkmar in Charlottesville, Virginia. Looks like they're made by Hillsong with a thing that looks kind of like the buildings there in Wuhan, China. This looks like a bar to possibly scan your license plate or your vehicle. Down here we have ID card scan, I assume, for vaccination cards. Over here we have a palm vein scan, which looks like possible microchips. And so what they're going to do is they're going to require mandatory vaccinations for all Americans and all of your children. And if you do not, comply with them, then they're not going to allow you to have access to your money. They will take your children. You will not have any kind of benefits, but they will give you the option to opt out, to give you free will to make this your own choice.
So you see that all things are ready. We seeing that the stage is set. That coming beast banking system is coming online. It's happening right before our eyes. So they rolling it out. So he's what the devil is trying to fill his belly. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly sighing and crying left and right. Hey, it is here. It is at the door. It is time to seek the Lord. So now let's start off in Psalm chapter 49 with today's lesson. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. So let's start off in Psalm chapter 49, and we'll start at verse 10. Psalm chapter 49 and verse 10. Let's start up at verse 11. And it reads that their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And not about it, hey, we're here, so they're thinking that they're going to rule forever. And who is that? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And not about he got all things already. He wants to be like the Most High, but he's in for a rude awakening. And not about, he knowing that his time is very short. So he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. And not about we seeing that he causing all this chaos so he can perform his enterprise, which in fact the solution is this new beast banking system, which in fact is the new world order, where things will be digital, programmable, and also injectable, digital society, track and tag, so the C-HIP is getting ready to come into play. The MOTB, it is at hand, it is here, it's all around us, and not about while you are sleeping, the devil is getting busy. So now, let's go to Psalm chapter 37. One moment Psalm chapter 37, one moment. Psalm chapter 37, and we'll start up at the top at verse 1. And it said, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Verse 2, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. So they just have a very short time. So Esau is the end of this earth age right now, the temporal world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we're in that transition of power. So it's playing out. We're in the birth pain, and out by the plagues will not slack down for a moment. The evils are constantly growing, but a lot of people are not considering. And it is here. Hey man, it's fast approaching all of a sudden. When they say peace and safety, then total destruction will come upon. World War III is constantly brewing all around us. Things are getting ready to escalate. So now let's drop down to verse 7, Psalm chapter 37 and verse 7 it said, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So the Lord said, fret not, stand still. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said, wait on me until I rise up against the prey. And now about the Lord's getting ready to bring that supernatural intervention. The Lord is getting ready to step in on our behalf, because this red devil is getting ready to lose his mind. If he cannot rule, he don't want anyone to rule. He want to try to destroy the whole earth. But that about it, he will not be able to perform his enterprise. So now let's drop down to verse 12. Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12, it said, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. And out about we seeing that, they're gnashing upon him with his teeth, their military, their agendas, their devices, their unrighteous decrees. And they have prescribed what they have authorized. And about what is that, this global reset, where everyone will have to come under this beast banking system. And out about, they constantly imagine a vain thing. And out about we seeing right now, they're getting ready to strike. And out about, hey man, but the Lord say, hey, when the enemy coming like a flood, the Lord will lift up that standard. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, we cannot wait. The Lord is with us. The Lord will protect us. Verse 13, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. It's coming very quickly. Verse 14, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be in upright conversation. Who is that? That's the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, the one that's sighing and crying left and right, warning you of these impending dangers. And not about whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. And not about they are already they have drawn sword. And not about he getting ready. You know what I'm saying? The stage is set. All things are ready. And not about he's getting ready to try to fill his belly. Hey man, he is here. So the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly warning. So now let's go to the heart of the days left. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13, because this is where we at. We are in the book of Revelation. We're in the end time, real time, whether you believe it or not. This is where we at. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. Also, the Bible is a true book, and the Lord's word is not returned to him void. Hey, at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for it, it shall surely come. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. So now let's start back up. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 5. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So you seen in that that last clip that I showed you, they showed you that machine that, if you don't be a part of that system, you will be cut off. You will be sent to a FEMA camp. You will be killed. Also, you might be forced to take those things, those idols, which in fact is the sea hip, you know what I'm saying, in your right hand or in your forehead. You understand what I'm saying? And out about he had power to give life to that to that system. What is that system? You know what I'm saying? Beast banking system, which in fact that 5G blockchain system. It worked with the 5G with the frequency. You know what I'm saying? And out about it get ready to try to make it it will be digital, programmable, and also injectable. Got to be careful what I say, but you understand what I'm saying. So it's going to work hand in hand with the with the hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're here. It is at the door. We're not ignorant of Satan's device. Verse 16, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their forehead. And out about it's talking about the C hip, the RFD microchip. It will either go into your right hand or it will go into your forehead, which in fact is that Neuralink. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk, he said those things will be ready by June or July. So, they're already rolling it out right before they constantly doing these test runs. And out about it's getting ready to get real. And out about everyone on the planet is getting ready to make a decision. The hour of temptation is fast approaching. And we constantly warn you left and right. And out about they get ready to force you in a chokehold. You will not be able to eat. You will not be able to buy or sell. You know what I'm saying? You will not even be able to work. We're not even be able to go into another city. That's why they're going to start these 15-minute cities. You know what I'm saying? You will not be able to go within 15 minutes of your surroundings. And out of it, they want you on total lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Track and tag to make you a perpetual slave. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly signing and crying left and right. The coming beast system. It is here. It is online. And out of it, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, you know what I'm saying? All hell is getting ready to break loose. So now let's start back up at verse 7. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18 said, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. And we know this talking about in that first video, George Joseph Lohr, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that invented the universal barcode, which in fact it had 666 in it. And we're not ignorant of Satan devices. And so there, pretty much everything that you buy and sell, it has that universal barcode on it. You know what I'm saying? The number of a man, you know what I'm saying? Which in fact is 666. That universal barcode. The Bible is the true book. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're not listening, or you still a scoffing and mock, it's getting ready to be a thing of the past. And the Lord's getting ready to cease the arrogancy of the proud. Now the Lord's getting ready to bring. Hey, and a lot of people getting ready to be taken in a great number. And a lot of people going line up like clockwork, because they're going to trust in the strength of Egypt. And everybody could be called they're going to be faint-hearted. They're not going to have any faith. You know what I'm saying? They're going to constantly, you know what I'm saying, go along with this beast banking system, and you will be totally destroyed. You will be trodden underfoot. So if you take that mark, let's go to Revelation chapter 14. Even though we go over this over and over, but you shall be well warned. The Lord said, keep not silent. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, give them, don't give them no rest. You know what I'm saying? Out by the men of the Lord, we're going to constantly pound it and pound until the famine of the word is coming. The Lord's getting ready to close the mouthpiece of the prophet. And out you better get in all your getting. You better get understanding. If the Lord is not dealing with you, will be totally destroyed. 2 parts therein will be cut off and die. Zechariah chapter 13 and verses 8 through 9. Hey, man, we're here. It is at the door. So let's start back up. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, that brain chip, or in his hand, the RFD microchip, which is the C hip, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the mark of the beast, the MOTB. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine, the wrath of the Almighty, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. And everybody, if you be partakers, if you submit or if you consent, this is exactly what's getting ready to happen. This is the second death. You know what I'm saying? The lake of fire. You shall know it, death by pain. And everybody, hey man, who want that smoke? And everybody, it's time to come under that total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh. Trust in the Lord. And everybody, he's the only way. He's the only answer. And everybody, he will provide for, he will sustain it, and also he will deliver us. And everybody, the great and glorious return of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, is fast approaching. And everybody, we constantly warn you left and right. The Lord is here. You know what I'm saying? He is visiting the earth that he created. You know what I'm saying? UFO sites are all across the world. So let's get another quick precept. Is what's getting ready. If you take that mark, we got to let you know. You know what I'm saying? This is a watchman's job. Revelation chapter 6, and we'll start back up at verse. Let's start up at verse 2. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noosome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image. And hey, we constantly warn you left and right. So it's going to be a grievous sore, a cancerous sore. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that it's going to be that what you call that lithium. What is that lithium that's going to be in those batteries? They're going to probably some kind of way burst open. But anyway, you're going to have a grievous sore. You know what I'm saying? The Lord going to torment you. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? Ain't going to be no turning back. And everybody say, hey man, We constantly warn you left, right. So that what? That hokey pokey gonna work hand in hand with what? With the see here. So that's that what? Beast banking system. And out about, hey man, it is here. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord is what? It's making it plain upon tape. And out about the Lord is removing the covering cast. What was done in the dark, you know what I'm saying? The Lord is bringing it to the light each and every day. The end is being manifested right before our eyes. And we constantly warn you left and right. And out about it's the what? The hour of temptation. It is fast to approach. So let's go here. Let's go here right here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 2. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, it said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Keep your total eyes on the prize. Keep yourself locked in. You know what I'm saying? What? You know, with this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding that only come from who? Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. It shall be a what? A stronghold in times of trouble. We're going to trust in the Lord even in death. So we already know that they're going to what? If you don't be partakers, they're going to put you in one of these 15-minute or FEMA camps or what? Internment camp. You know what? And also feed you things being out of the sea hip. And also what? These guillotines. You know what I'm saying? These firing squad. What? These gas chambers. You know what I'm saying? They bring it back to what? The Noah high laws, which in fact, you know what I'm saying? The death penalty. Also hanging is coming back. You already see what's going on what? In Jackson, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? They trying to bring back what? The Jim Crow law. And out about, hey man, you know what I'm saying? The past is repeating itself. So there's nothing new under the sun. And out about, hey man, we're here. Hey man, it is at the door. Hey man, the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. And we constantly warning you left and right. It is here. It is at the door. So now let's go here to one moment. Let's go here to Job chapter 5. Job chapter 5. And one moment. Let's start up at verse. One moment. Job chapter 5. Let's start up at verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. You know, the global lease, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to interrupt their enterprise. And that about, you know, right when he get ready to set it up, like right now, he's filling his belly. And about he's in the fullness of his sufficiency. You know what I'm saying? And that about he wants to be like the Most High. And that about this AI, the pseudoscience or robotics, you know what I'm saying? Trying to what transhumanism, you know what I'm saying? Trying to mass machine with man. And I about hey, but the Lord said, hey, he's getting ready to come back and take his ass out. And I about we cannot wait. It's our time to rule. Esau is the end of this earth age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow what? The world without end. What is that? The kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. We cannot wait. This is not your rest. And I about man, this place is polluted. The Lord said, come out of her in 1 hour. Thy judgment come. So those IBCM missiles are getting ready to fly. Hey man, the Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work. So rejoice ye heaven. So now, verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fool is carried headlong. Verse 14, they meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noontime as in the night. Verse 15, but he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hands of the mighty. Those are the global leaks. And out about, you know what I'm saying, the wicked. And out about, they constantly trying to perform these unrighteous decrees. You know what I'm saying? All these what you call this global reset. You know what I'm saying? They imagine a vain thing. And out about, you know what I'm saying? They constantly want to rule, but out about it is over. You know what I'm saying? It is payday. The Lord said, I will repay. And about judgment is upon them. And about what was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. And about we're not even worried about them. The Lord is getting ready to return and do a mighty work. We cannot wait. So now let's go to our last and final strip. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 36. We close out here. Isaiah chapter 36. One moment. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. We close out here. And it reads, it said, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, where if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And out about who is the modern day of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. That is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And also what is modern day Egypt? is what? It's America, Babylon the Great, and Egypt is what? Is the meaning of Egypt is what? It's bondage, mean bondage. And that about so we're in the land of our captivity. The Lord's getting ready to return and set everything back into order. So let's start back up. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. Let's read that again. It said, Lo, thou trusted in the staff of that broken reed, trust in the strength of what? Of Egypt. You know, so let's read that again. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, the so-called white man, to all that trust in him. If you trust in the strength of Egypt, if you trust in this what? Beast banking system, if you trust in the what? This new world order, you be what? Totally destroyed. It shall go into your what? Into your right hand or into your what? Forehead. And not about, hey man, we're here. And not about we're living in the land of our captivity, the modern day Egypt. This place is spiritually called what? Sodom in Egypt. And not about the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place with what? With that destroying wind, which in fact is the what? Indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hey man, we're here. We seeing all those videos. And not about we seeing that what the stage is set. All things are ready. Things are pointing straight to the what? The new world order. One word currency. One word government. You know what I'm saying? One word religion. Digital, programmable, also injectable. It is here. It is at the door. It is time to seek the Lord while he can be found. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is the coming beast banking system. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.